Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Bobby. I hope you had a great weekend. All is wonderful here at the club at Horseshoe Bay. I want to share a story with you today about a friend of mine who, up to this point, I considered, I suppose, the student, even though I've known him for 20 years, and myself, the teacher, because I put a golf club in his hands for the first time about 2 years ago, when he was about 45 years old. And like most people, he's beating the ball all over the planet. I have no idea when I give someone a golf lesson if they're ever even going to play the game, but it has been a source of wonderment since then. The places that this game has taken him. Now, he's still a 28 handicap, but he's getting invitations to play in member guest in Las Vegas and in Atlanta and another golf vacation out there on the coast of Oregon. His club champion at his home course just invited him to be his partner in this two-man event. People are wanting him to play, and I'm going, how is this happening? Now, full disclosure, he's outgoing, he's gregarious, he's a real raconteur, as they say. He will keep you in stitches, funny guy. But that's not enough. That's not enough for people to want you around them all the time. And so I was eager to get to the bottom of this, and I did. And it's my observations of him that I want to share with you. When he came to visit about 6 weeks ago here at the club at Horseshoe Bay, the first time I'd really played golf with him, after having given him that first lesson about 2 years ago. And I invited along Jacob, our head pro at Slick Rock, and our director of golf, Anthony. And I got to see him in action, and now it is no surprise. And I want to share with you what I saw in him, and what should be an inspiration for any of you out there who feels like you simply must wait until you're a good player in order to finally play with other people. I only play with my husband because I'm not that good. No. It's not about being a good golfer, as I will detail. First thing is what? First thing is pace of play. Now, when you talk about pace of play, people think that is in some way synonymous with a good player. Oh, he's a fast player, so he must be a good player. Folks, an exceedingly good player can be agonizingly slow. And the inverse of that is true, too. A player who has a lot of room for improvement can be quite fast, as was evidenced by my friend Todd. When we first got to the golf course, after he hit his tee shot, when it only went about 50 yards, he didn't lament it, he didn't say anything, he just went up there when it was his turn to go hit it again. And that shot wasn't particularly good either. But he was ready when it was his turn. And as the game progressed, I watched him. There was something cooking up here the whole time. You could see, if you could see what he was thinking, it would be something like, Anthony's going to go, and then after that, it'll be Jacob's turn, then Bobby's, then mine. If I'm going to take some practice swings, now would be the good time, because when it's my time, I want to be ready. And this is when it really hit home with me. We were standing on 8 tee box at Slick Rock. This is a par 3. And we were waiting for the group. We'd finally caught the group in front of us. And I said, hey, Todd, this would be a great time for you to tell these guys that story you told me last night at dinner. You guys are going to love this. And Todd said, okay, all right. So he started. I was at this party one night. He's telling a story. And he got about 3 or 4 sentences into it, just setting the stage. But he looked, and he saw that they were clearing the green. And he said, hey, Anthony, I think you're up. And Anthony said, well, aren't you going to finish telling your story? He said, oh, I will. Go ahead. So we played the hole, and we didn't catch those guys until 13, the next par 3. And that's when Anthony said, hey, finish telling that story. He goes, oh, that's right. So he starts telling it again, and they clear again. And he goes, Jacob, you're up. Well, aren't you going to finish? No. He understood. And he didn't even finish telling the story until we got in the parking lot. And by the way, it didn't hit home. It wasn't that great of a story because he broke it up so many times. But that was fine with him, because what was more important was pace of play. When you're out there playing a round of golf and you are the person adhering to proper pace of play, attention to pace of play, then basically everything you say, if there's something that can be moved forward in advancement, in pursuit of play, then that's all you talk about. The words you use to speak are those words that are in pursuit of play, not telling stories when it's time to play. And so those are the things that matter the most. You don't have to be a great player. You just simply have to at all times be in pursuit of play and not dawdle around. What was the second thing? I said there are 2 things. The first thing I learned watching him that was so important, that makes me not surprised at all that other people are inviting him everywhere, is number 1, his pace of play, and number 2, just simply his sunny disposition. How willing he is to throw his hands up and cheer for someone else when they make a long putt, and how unwilling he is to moan and complain when he misses his own short putt, one he knows he should have made. You know, the old saying goes that you should light candles and not curse the darkness. His sunny disposition demonstrated that all day long. And so if you will adhere to those 2 things, wear a smile on your face, whether you're playing well or not. Be quick to congratulate others on their fine play. And also be in pursuit of play at all times. You'll be welcome in every foursome. You'll be the one others say, hey, do you have a game? You don't? We'd love to have you in our foursome. And that's when the true blessing of golf becomes a reality for you. And so I hope that's helpful. I hope it ends that fear and anxiety that some people have of ever playing with other people. You can do it. Worry about those two things and nothing else, and you'll be welcome in every foursome. Folks, I want to thank you for tuning in. I'll look forward to seeing you next week.